Okay, good morning you guys. It's day 2 in London and we slept so good. I woke up and it was 7 o'clock and I was so surprised I was able to sleep through the night. So we just got ready. I am just wearing this really cute little denim top from Loft. I've got a little scarf and then I've just got some white linen pants. It's going to be the driest day of the trip, so I was like, I'm going to go ahead and wear these. Again, it's looking a lot rainier than we expected. So anyways, we are going to go ahead to WatchHouse at Somerset. So we've got about a 30 minute commute over there via the tube and walking. So anyways, let's start day 2. Somerset House is a Georgian era building that was built on the site of a previously existing Tudor palace belonging to the Duke of Somerset. It is now the home for London's cultural innovators, full of arts and creativity, exhibitions, and of course, WatchHouse at Somerset House. You can either order takeaway, coffee, and pastries, or you can dine in, which is what we did because we had a little bit of time to kill. Robbie ordered the Eggs Benedict, and it was delicious, as he says, and I got the avocado on toast with 2 poached eggs. After breakfast, we were headed to the changing of the guard ceremony, and we passed this really pretty building, which is the Church of the Women's Royal Naval Service. I had to get a few clips and photos of that because it was just too pretty. Looking back, we should have done a little bit of research on figuring out where we needed to stand for the changing of the guard ceremony, but I guess it all comes down to preference. We ended up in the circle where the Queen Victoria Memorial was, and we were able to see the processions come through, but we were unable to see anything that was happening behind the gates at Buckingham Palace. After this, we walked over towards the St. James Park area and were able to capture them walking out. After we saw the changing of the guards, we had a tour at Westminster Abbey, so we started making our way over there through St. James's Park. We stopped and got a little Diet Coke and a water, and it was just so pretty to walk through that park. I don't think I will ever get over the beauty of the parks in London. They did an extraordinary job with that, and just seeing all of the greenery and like the muted greens there was just absolutely breathtaking for me. Westminster Abbey unfortunately does not allow any videos to be taken. I do have a whole blog post up on my blog full of photos that I took inside the Abbey, which was allowed, but this was so beautiful and definitely a top item to go see when you're in London. Then we went down and headed towards Big Ben and we saw the London Eye. We did not ride it this time. My husband did the last time he was in London, but said it just wasn't really worth the long line, so we did not do that. But seeing the Big Ben was cool, and Parliament and Downing Street. Wish that this big old thing was not in front of Big Ben though, but it was still really cool to see. After that, we headed back to St. James Park to explore the side that we did not see, and we saw the infamous pelican flock, which was interesting to say the least. And then we saw this little community garden cottage area, and we just explored it. It was full of flowers and vegetables, and it was just absolutely beautiful to walk through. So we loved doing that. So the rest of that evening, we just walked around. We did some window shopping, went into Fortnum and Mason's. I bought some lemon curd, a package of tea, and then of course I had to get a little tote bag. So that was so fun. This store was such an experience. I think we spent at least an hour in here, but it was just so fun to like walk around and look at all of the chocolates. And look at these little mascarpones. How pretty are these? Oh my gosh, it was such an experience. And then we just did some shopping along the street. I didn't film everywhere that we went in, but we had a good time just walking around. And then we wanted to hit up the National Portrait Gallery, and this was such an amazing experience. I loved walking around and seeing all of the artwork and seeing things that I've only ever seen online and in books was just amazing. And Friday night was definitely the time to go because they stayed open a little bit later. And apparently there was this huge football game going on the next day, and fans were like all gathered in Trafalgar Square and throwing smoke bombs, and it was like insane. We had no idea what was going on, but of course we had to video it. And then of course I wanted to try out the infamous Noodle Inn. I wonder how long it's gonna take to get into this infamous Noodle Inn. Start the timer. Start a timer.
Let's say 20 minutes.
And we actually got the best seats of the house right in front of the window where they cook everything. This was such a fun experience, and I definitely 10 out of 10. How long did it take? We might have waited for 36 minutes in the queue, but once we were seated, we probably only waited 5 minutes to get our food. And I gotta say, that is the type of service I'm talking about. This was so good. You definitely have to try it. So the next day was Saturday, and of course we had to go to the Notting Hill and Portobello Road Market, which did not disappoint. It was so fun to walk through some of the antique dealers and just little shops, and of course, you know, just go see all of the touristy things. This was so fun. Definitely recommend doing that. And then after that, we stopped at Layla's Bakery to go get a chocolate croissant. Guys, I don't think I'll ever be able to find another chocolate croissant that compares to what we had in London and Scotland. Like, I'm still thinking about them 2 months later. Kind of embarrassing, kind of not. So one of my biggest recommendations I think that we did right is not filling our day completely, like pre-planning everything. We left a lot of time for us to just kind of go and explore and see things and decide what we wanted to do along the way. So then later on we decided to stop in at M&S and get things for a picnic, and we were going to walk from Paddington Station all the way to Regent's Park. They say it's about 30 minutes. It was more like an hour-long walk. I think we did get lost along the way, but it was such a fun thing to do, and we did eat our sandwiches before we got to Regent's Park because it was taking so long and we were hungry, but we did save the drinks and chips for when we got there, and it was just so fun to just take the back road, see all of this beautiful scenery that you don't see when you're in the city, and I definitely recommend this walk if you are looking for something to do in London. Okay, so we are walking down one of the canals. We went through Little Venice, and now we are headed to Regent Park to have a little picnic. We went ahead and ate our sandwiches because it was a little bit of a hike. So we just have some little drinks, and then we're gonna have some chips and just go enjoy the scenery. So come with us. I am honestly just like, every time we stop, I'm like taking a photo. Like everywhere we look, it is just so beautiful here. We just don't have it, like the colors, like the tone of the brick, and then the whites and the creams mixed with like all of the green. Like there's so much greener here compared to like even New York City. Like I feel like there's Central Park, but there's not that much greenery. Like I'm about to show you this house. Look at that, this one.
camera roll is full.
Beautiful. Yeah, the camera roll is full. I have so many photos. I'll definitely link a blog post where I put all these photos on. Or maybe I'll just kind of do like a slideshow on here. But guys, I'm so inspired. Like, I have so many projects I want to do now. And like tomorrow we're going to the Cotswolds. So today is Saturday. And tomorrow we're going to the Cotswolds. And I'm just, I know, I'm just like gonna cry. But anyways, getting over my fear of vlogging in public, trying to. There's just like nowhere really quiet. So anyways, we're just gonna keep on walking. Hopefully we find this park. Because right now I feel like we've just been walking around aimlessly. So yeah. Y'all, it is just so beautiful here. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is my little bag from I got at the Portobello Road Market. But anyways, we've got all of our snacks in here. Some little crisps, as they call them. Not chips, crisps. So pretty.
So we finally made it to Regent's Park and enjoyed the rest of our picnic lunch. And then we got up and explored a little bit more. And we found this little round pond in the area. And you could rent old school paddle boats. And we did it. We were like, what the heck? You know, why not? So that's kind of what we spent this afternoon doing.
Should we go do it? You ride the boat?
Ride the boat? Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go ride the blue boat. Why not? Like, we're here. Why would you not do it, right?
I'm not coming back anytime soon.
Not next week.
For both of us to rent the paddle boat for an hour, it was just under 30 pounds, which I don't think is bad.
In America, though, this would have cost like $60. Certain things here are a little cheaper.
Okay, we're out here, y'all.
We paddling.
It's honestly a nice break, though. Something other than walking. I feel like we've walked so many miles, but really we haven't. But I guess we're just not used to it. This is definitely, like, if you come here to Regent's Park, I think this is a cool way to kind of see it from, like, in the water.
Later that evening, we had reservations at Sabine Rooftop Bar, and it was right across the street from St. Paul's Cathedral, and we had a perfect view of the cathedral, and it was so beautiful. We got there a little bit early, and we got to just walk around a little bit, and guys, to be honest, I don't know that I would recommend this restaurant. It was really cool and aesthetic, but it was so loud. Robbie and I could barely hear each other talk. The drinks were great, the food was great too, but it was loud and it was freezing cold. I guess we just weren't prepared for it to be that chilly. I wish we would have gotten a table inside, but we really wanted the views. So all in all, it was a fun evening, but I'm not sure that I'd recommend it for anyone over the age of 25. But of course, nonetheless, we enjoyed the evening out together. So this concluded Saturday night, and then the next day we went to the Cotswolds, which will be a whole nother video, so stay tuned for that. So joining back in on Monday, this was our last day in London, and we made our way down to the Spitalfields Market. We got a fresh juice, and it was so refreshing to have an actual juice smoothie without all of the added sugar like here in the States. So we just walked around, did some browsing, did a little bit of shopping. I ended up buying 2 pieces of this ceramic pottery from Pakistan, and I thought it was amazing. So love that. And then we went and tried Humble Crumble. Oh my gosh, this was so delicious. I'm honestly looking up a recipe to be able to make it at home because it was so good. It was like twice baked shortbread, apple pie filling, and then this warm custard. And you could do a bunch of other fillings and toppings, but that's what we got, was just the basic, and it was so good. We got off the tube at Tottenham Court Road and stumbled on the Outer Net. I had no idea that this was there. It was such a cool display, and it's like the largest digital display in Europe apparently. Oh my gosh, it was so cool, and a ton of different exhibitions took place while we were there. And during this time we had our laundry at a laundry service, so we were kind of just like trying to kill some time in between needing to go pick that back up. But after we went here, we headed over to Dishoom because there was no line at this time, and we decided that that was going to be the perfect time to go ahead and try it. The most amazing Indian food I've ever had. You have to go there if you're in London. So this Monday was Memorial Day in the United States, which meant that it was the spring bank holiday in London. So everything was busy, and we went to the Natural History Museum, and there was like tons of kids there with their parents, which I don't blame them. That's like the perfect free activity to go do. I love that museums are free in London. That's just amazing to me. But we wanted to go check out the Natural History Museum, so that's what we did next. I think I've said it before, but the architecture and the history of the buildings in Europe and other countries is just amazing to me. So we were oohing and awing over everything that we saw, and I just don't think you can beat old architecture like this. Anyways, we thoroughly enjoyed going through the Natural History Museum. We took some pictures with dinosaur bones and sent it to our kids because they loved it. And of course, we had to go check out the Parent Trap house. That was so cool to see. And the groundskeeper actually came out and said hello to us. And I felt kind of weird, but it's okay. We saw a few remnants of like bombings from the Blitz. And I thought that was really interesting because I lived in a house on Hickam Air Force Base outside of Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. And our house had a lot of bombing and gun, artillery hits. So I thought that was kind of cool to see. So then we decided to go back to Hyde Park and walk around the part that we had not seen yet. So we got some ciders and just enjoyed the scenery. We were just soaking up the last day in London. And I wish we would have done so many more things while we were there, but there's only so much time.
And now it's raining.
Getting our money's worth out of our raincoats.
Walk with our ciders. It's beautiful though.
We made our way all around Hyde Park and ended up in the Italian Gardens, and I think this was my favorite spot of Hyde Park. It was just absolutely beautiful. I love anything that feels like Pride and Prejudice, and that definitely gave you that vibe in London, which was just so cool to see, but definitely one of my favorite things. So we came here, took a few photos and videos, and then we went to M&S, which is just like a little food shop in London, and we got sandwiches to go because we were just so tired and we had to be up early the next day for our train to Edinburgh. So we went and just got some food, and we went and just sat in the hotel room and watched some Netflix on my computer because we couldn't figure out the TV. But it was just such a great experience. I really want to go back to London, and there are so many things that I would do again. And honestly, I feel like you could live there your entire life and still not see everything. It was just such a beautiful city. I also do love the English countryside though. I think I do enjoy that more because we're more outdoorsy people, but overall, this was just an amazing dream trip. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys in our Cotswolds and Scotland adventure.